Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. I'm Jamie, and today I wanted to do a little review, first impressions, demo of some new Cosmetics products. So they just released the Masterpiece collection, and they have actually 6 different products in this offering. They have like a light color range and then a deeper color range. So they're calling the lighter color range soft, and they call the deeper sultry. So it's really interesting that they've put out these 2 different lines. I think that's awesome, and it really caters to more skin tones, so love to see it. I'm new to the Cosmetics powder products. I've never used them before, and the lip product I'm gonna try on, I've never used before. So I picked up the soft version of these products. So I have the eyeshadow palette, the blush, and I have the lip products. And I think one thing that's cool also is that these are like the lighter color story, and then the containers for the packaging for the sultry version is darker. So maybe you can see it here. So there's the lighter palette, the soft, and that one's the sultry. I like that she did that just so you know what you're reaching for. I mean, you have a lot of products and that are the same. So if you decided to buy the whole collection, you would know what you're going for. But anyway, let me read you just for a moment about the inspiration for this product line. It's inspired by the world of timeless art. The collection reimagines the power of neutrals with a luxurious aesthetic. Discover soft or sultry tones in a complementary range of finishes that create stunning dimensional looks. So in the past, I've been interested in Cosmetics eyeshadows, but I just didn't really fall in love with any of their color stories, but this one really caught my attention, and I liked both the sultry and the soft, but all in all, I decided to go with the soft, and I think it was my best bet. So let's talk a little bit about the packaging here, and we'll dive into pricing and then later on the demo and final thoughts. So packaging wise, this is kind of the star of the show, right? This is the soft eyeshadow palette. It's the Divine Skies palette in Rodin is the name of this colorway. And this goes for $48. So it has 6 shades in it. That's a lot of money for 6 eyeshadows. And that's honestly why I've never pulled the trigger on Cosmetics in the past. It is a nice compact. But I'll just tell you the full story. I've never purchased this before. So when I got this box that it came in, great packaging, by the way, I just thought it was going to be a little bit bigger. I don't know why. it just kind of I felt like a little bit fooled by, that the size of the palette being so small. Let's compare it really quick to the blush. So it is like the same size as the blush. So you could just get so much more product in here than, I don't know. Whatever, I mean, I really like it, and I've paid more for eyeshadows in the past, so I can't really say too much about it. The packaging is really nice, but damn, this is hard to open. It's really difficult to open. Every time I go to open it, it's really frustrating to me. Anyway, let's look really closely at the shadows. You have 3 matte shadows, 1 shimmer, and like 2 metallic looking shadows. And let me tell you about this. So this is modern sculpture meets breathtaking dimension in an array of elegant shades with Rodin. Formulated in Italy, the complementary range of velvety shades feature a whisper of shimmering peach, metallic bronze, and warm to neutral brown hues to shape and sculpt. So I would go with that. I think that's a pretty good description of this. I have it swatched on my hand so we can talk through that. Okay, so I have swatches of the shadows, so let's talk through this. Here they are right here. So there's 3 of the matte shades right there. This one is called Sculpt. Then you have Clay is this one, and Timeless is this. So these 2 right here are like perfect crease shades, transition type of shades. This one's a little bit peachier, and then this one is just a little bit more, beige brown. And then the one at the bottom is just a deeper, toastier brown. It's definitely not like an espresso shade. It's more of like, they described it like a sculpting shade. That's a good name for it. And over here are the 3 shimmer shades. Well, one is shimmer, that's this one down at the bottom, and that one is called Whisper. This is really close to my skin tone, you can see there. So it is, you know, a really nice just shimmer shade for your lid. Really, really pretty. I have it in my inner corner right now. It's the lightest shade, you know, in the palette. So I tried to brighten my inner corner with it. And then this one in the middle, this is that maybe a shimmering peach they're referring to it as, and it's the color Muse. I would have thought by looking at it in the packaging that it would just be like a peachy metallic, but really it is more of like a topper shade, like a soft metallic with not as much base, and it has a lot of micro glitter in it. It has like peachy and pink type of micro glitter, like peachy pink gold micro glitter in it. And it just works really well as a topper shade. And then this one over here is the metallic bronze that they are discussing, and that one they've named Masterpiece, and that one has more of a base pigmentation, so it can stand on its own a little bit more. But those are the 6 shadows. So you only get 6 shadows in here, which is kind of limiting, but they are beautiful. And I just like this neutral color story. But it's funny, I keep looking at the viewfinder and thinking like, oh, I look a little washed out. But I really think that's because these colors are like really super neutral as well. So they're not doing anything to like provide a deep, you know, color story to pull the color back into my face. Anyway. Really, really beautiful though. They blended out awesome. They were very true to the shades that you see. The only one that was a little bit different for me was that peachy shade in the middle. I didn't realize it was so much of a topper, but then you know, when you know, you know, and it is very glittery. So I have a little bit of glitter fallout now that I've worn them for a while, but I didn't feel like when I first applied them that there was a lot of fallout on my face. So I was able to apply my base makeup first and then apply my eyeshadows, and I have no problem with that. So $48 for this eyeshadow palette. This is really beautiful. I really like it, and I love the neutral color story, but a little bit thrown off by the size of the compact for $48. But now let's move into the next product, which is this blush. So this is a little bit more of a thicker type of product, compact. And I really don't think they necessarily needed to do that because you can see this is a dome baked blush product right here, and it's a really, it looks like a shimmery type of product. It almost looks like it could be, you know, like a highlighter or something. I do have highlighters, I feel like, that look like this formula, but it's not like that when you put it on your face. I have it on my cheeks right now. It's a little bit of a luminous glow, but not much. I mean, I was actually surprised. I feel like a lot of the luminosity on my face is coming through from my foundation. I don't have any highlighter on, but you can see my face is like, you know, it's, well, I did powder some places, but it's kind of luminous here and here, and I don't have any of the product there. I have the product here, and I was able to put it all over my face because that is it. It's like a shade of like, almost like a bronzer to me. It's a really pretty, like neutral, bronzy, blushy color. It's really, really pretty. And it's like what I would say is my perfect cross between a blush and a bronzer. And it definitely pulls, you know, warm or golden, I would say. So if you like more of a neutral type of bronzer, you might not like this. This definitely does pull a little bit golden, but it doesn't pull pink or anything, kind of like a golden, maybe a little bit of a peach. But I thought this was perfect to use all around my face just because of the color story. I really like this formula, and I feel like I'm gonna get more use out of this knowing now that I can use it as like a bronzer as well. So that kind of makes me really happy. Anyway, let's talk about this really quickly. But this is the Heaven's Glow Radiant Veil Blush in Baroque. And this was $34, so it's kind of expensive, but it comes really pretty packaging, and it has a mirror in there. It is nice. Let's read about it. Baroque is a soft neutral beige painted with strokes of pearlescent champagne shimmers, curating the ultimate luxurious powder blush for seamless color and a lit from within diffused glow. I guess I could see that. I mean, this almost reminds me of like an Hourglass bronzer, like a really light Hourglass bronzer. It is really, really nice. I like this a lot. I'm happy that I get to dual purpose this product. So this is really great. $34 is a lot for this, but I would buy it again. I'm still interested in buying more. So now let's move on to the lip cushion. So I have heard about these products for quite some time, but never pulled the trigger on any of them. And when I bought this collection, I just thought, yes, perfect timing. So I was really debating between getting the darker of the two shades. The darker looks really pretty as well, but I just wasn't sure. I went with the lighter. This is Mona Lisa. So this was $23 and it comes in this packaging. You guys have probably maybe seen this before. It twists up at the bottom and you can't twist it. You can't really twist it back down. And it is a very, very, very creamy formula. If you watch the try on, you can see I'm a bit surprised how creamy it is when I first put it on. It is this really pretty, like neutral brownie color. It has maybe just a tinge of pink in it, just a tinge. But I would wear this with like a more of a pink lip liner just to kind of pull out the pink. I think that's one thing about this whole face is I like things just a little bit more pinky than what I'm getting right here. But I have this on and I've had it on now for maybe like an hour and it's kind of worn in and it looks great. It feels amazing, super creamy, luxurious, like, you know, definitely glistening, makes your lips look soft and juicy and feel soft and juicy formula. Slips around a little bit, so just have to be very careful when putting it on. Be really gentle because I've learned my lesson now. So let's read about this a little bit. It's $23 and it's the shade Mona Lisa. It's a beige nude infused with pearlescent shimmers for a luminous finish that is unique to this shade. Formulated with hyaluronic acid and vitamin E, this ultra comfortable balm melts into a luxurious cushion texture with a glossy finish. All of that is true. So I do think this is really pretty. It is on my lips, so you'll see it tried on in the demo, but so far so good with this whole collection. So I really like it. I think overall, before I get into the demo, the only thing I would say is, like I said, it's a little bit more neutral than I typically would go, but I think it's beautiful. And let's jump right into getting this on my face. All right, now here's the fun part of putting the makeup on my face. So we're gonna start out with the eyeshadow palette, and let me open this up. You know what? I noticed this was harder to open than I would like it to be. I noticed that the first time I opened it, but right now, look, I haven't even touched it yet. Ooh, so beautiful. So this is definitely a first impressions. I know that you guys have heard that probably in my intro, but let's play with this. So I do have my setting powder on already. And so I put the setting powder on my face, under my eyes, and on my eyelids. I do have the Mary Kay eye primer on, but that is the base that we're working with. So we have these shades right here. I think I'm gonna go in with this one first, and it picks up a pretty good amount of pigment on that brush. So these came off really easily, and it's definitely like giving me a pretty strong pigment right out of the gate. So I didn't have to build it up a lot. This is just one dip, and I definitely needed to tap it off. I'm not seeing any fallout now or anything, but it's a little bit of powder kick up in the pan, not too much, but it is dusty. This looks good so far. So this is probably, you know, what I would prefer. It's not like too overly pigmented like some of the higher end formulas like Natasha Denona and Pat McGrath can be like super pigmented right out of the gate, but this one is nice. It gives you just a good medium pigmentation. They seem to be blending really nicely as well. And like I said, no fallout yet. So this is a really pretty, nice base shade. Got that down in the crease And let's go in with the next colors. So now I'm gonna go a little bit darker. Actually, let's go for this one and see. This looks like it's more peachy toned and this one's a little bit more just neutral brown toned. But let's see what that, if it's darker. It did show up a little bit darker, maybe just because I really focused it in one area when I put it down. I'm just trying to build up the color here. So there's no really like super light shade in this palette, which is good. I mean, it's the lightest palette that they had, but I like the fact that they're not really, you only have, you know, 6 shadows in here, so they're not really wasting your time with a super light shadow. So this is good to kind of build up the crease, and I'm concentrating it more on the outer part of my eye. Because I have hooded lids, I'm bringing this up a little bit onto this hood here. So it just looks like I have some color in there. And so far this is blending beautifully. Put that right there. It's always tricky when you're you have such hooded eyes, trying to figure out exactly where to place the shadow. It's just always going to be tricky. So now I'm going to just take a blending brush, just something that doesn't have anything on it, and blend out the edges, especially up here at the top, make it look smooth. These so far look really beautiful. Obviously a very, very neutral color scheme, but so far, I mean, I think that looks beautiful. I would be good with this right here, but I do want to try out the darker shades. Well, first let's go for the metallic. So we have this lighter metallic right here. I'm just going to go with this little one, and I'm going to start in the inner corner with this really lighter shade here. Still also really powdery, but this would be like a really good like inner corner highlight anyway. And see how this picks up with the brush. So this is like a peachier tone. You probably saw it all in the swatches. It's not as light as I typically use in the inner corner, but it is really nice. It'd give you a nice shimmer all over the lid, but I really want to go in with the more metallic shade. But this is really pretty, and it would give you much more of like a subtle lid shade if you decided to use this. It looks nice in the corner. So now I'm gonna also use a flat shader brush and then try to pick up this lighter metallic. So let's go into here. Oh, it does have a shade name. It's called Muse, this lighter one is. So I'm curious to see how it works on the brush compared to using my finger. So it's definitely not, it's just a little bit more crumbly with using a brush. It's not going to give you as smooth of a color. So now let's go in. I'll use my finger over here. Oh, I was expecting this. It's almost like a topper shade. It doesn't really, it's not like a full metallic. So this is my first time using this, so sorry if you already know all this, which you would from the intro. It's really pretty though, okay. And once again, so far no fallout. This is definitely more of a glittery shade though. Now, I just wiped off my hand and I'd like to go in with the next shade over, the darker metallic one. I'm gonna concentrate this like more towards the outer half of my eye, kind of where I built up that darker shade earlier. So it was a really pretty look alone, and this is kind of giving me the same vibe. It's not super duper metallic. I don't know, it's kind of giving me more of like a topper type of vibe. All right, and now that I have that one on, I'm gonna go back into the first one and blend them together. Pretty. All right, so next time I use this, I think I will play with using these as toppers over this shadow instead of just on their own. So that would be a next video when I'm just playing with my makeup. Okay, so this looks really pretty to me. It looks metallic. It's not like killing me metallic. Like sometimes they're like, you know, Natasha Denona, that new glam palette that she came out for the holidays, that was like holy metallic. This is like a little bit more softer metallic, which I think looks great and probably would look great with like aging eyelids as well. So it's just not as like showing off all your wrinkles. It's just nice and subtle. So really, really pretty. Okay, now let's go into the darkest shade. Oh, this thing is a pain to open. That's probably one of my biggest critiques so far. I'm gonna go into one of the darker shades in here, and I'm gonna use just like an eyeliner brush, and I'll use this darkest shade and see. I don't think this is dark enough to be my liner. No, probably not. Okay, so now I'm just gonna use a really small blending brush, like a tapered blending brush like this, and just use this with a shade like in my, to deepen up my crease. See how much darker this goes? It doesn't really go that much darker. It's kind of like the same color as that metallic shade, but just in a matte version. So I don't really need any of that. I kind of liked the metallic shade, so I'm going back in with that. So now I'm just gonna use, I think just this lightest shade under my eyes. I don't like to go really dark under my eyes. I don't know, it's just not something for me, but let's see. Let's see how I feel about it. I do notice that using like a shade like this under your eyes just kind of hides the imperfection of the lines under your eyes. So that's always kind of nice to have that going on. Anything that helps hiding the lines would be good. And then I'll just try it one more time. I don't think I'm getting what I want out of it, but now that I have this bigger brush, just trying to build up the outer corner just a little bit. It's hard for me with my finger to do that with the metallic. So let's do it with this matte brown. All right, so here we go. That is the finished eye look. Okay, now let's go on to the cheeks with the blush color. So this is in Baroque. And it's right here, looking really pretty. I'm sure you saw the swatches in the first part of this video. And let's just go in and see how this performs on my cheeks. Okay, I got a blush brush here. It's a little bit powdery. I'm so curious about this color. It's like a blush bronzer highlighter mix shade. It's like interesting. Yeah, I feel like this shade can like, it kind of covers all the bases. It's like a blush bronzer, like this is what I would call like a bronzer shade. I don't really see like that much of a like highlight coming off of it or anything. Nothing to be like intimidated about if you don't like, you know, a lot of shimmer on your cheeks. I'm not really seeing much shimmer at all. I have so many blushes that are much more shimmery than this. This is like a great shade because I feel like this can definitely be your bronzer. So let's just use it all over. All right, well, I'll definitely get a lot of use out of this because it's like, it's the perfect blush bronzer. I'm getting it into the hairline so that doesn't look silly. You can even put a little of this across your nose. Definitely looks just so neutral. I think that looks good. So far, so good. I really like it. It's so soft and easy to use, and it doesn't look like harsh, and it's the perfect like bronzer or blush. So yeah, I'm definitely digging that. It's really nice and soft. Now the last product is the lip product, and this is in Mona Lisa. Haven't tried this one on yet either. Gonna give it a try. Whoa! It like is so creamy. I don't know, I was thinking it would be a little bit harder to kind of swipe on when I first applied it. It's not. That's really pretty as well. I really kind of wish I picked up the deeper version. I like this, tone. I like how deep this is, but I just wish it was a little bit pinker. And honestly, I do think it makes my teeth look a little yellow now that I'm looking at it, which I don't love. But I guess if I wanted to, I mean, what I would want to do, I think, is add a little bit of a pink tone to this. Probably a pink or a little bit slightly pink lip liner. That's how I would wear it. Maybe with something like this Buxom lip liner in the shade Hush Hush Henna. This is probably like what I would wear as a lip liner with this. And then I think it would give me like the perfect lip color. And that's great for me anyway, because I like to wear lip liners. I've got a lot of them and I need to wear them. So here it is. This is what it's looking like before I finish the rest of my makeup. So let me go finish that and I will be back. So final thoughts about these products. Like I said earlier, this is my first time buying any of the powder products from M Cosmetics. I have a lot of their creamy formula. I bought their foundation. I actually have that on my face right now. I like all those products, and this was my first time trying these lip products and trying these powder products. So eyeshadow, great pigmentation, not too pigmented. So it was really easy to use. They were so blendable, great formula. I love the color story. I think she covered a pretty good amount of the bases there. Was a little bit thrown off by the fact that that one was a topper shade, but that's okay. One thing I would say is the opening of the compact is difficult, so I would love if they would figure something out better there. But really beautiful color story. And all in all, I think that this is definitely a win. Thing is, you're not gonna get a lot of different eye looks out of this at all. You know, it's kind of the same beigey eye look, but I'm here for it. I am basic and I love neutrals. So this is really pretty and I have no complaints. I'm excited to use it again and I like the eye look that I came up with today. So that was good. I wish it was a little bit cheaper. $48 is a little bit much, I feel like. I would love if this was like maybe $40 or $35. Anyway. Now let's go on with the Heaven's Glow Blush in Baroque. This is really, really beautiful. I'm really excited about this. I think this is probably the star of the show for me. This makes me want to go and get the other blush because the other one, they said, is more, it dances with pink and gold shimmers. So yes, I want that. When I did purchase these, I did end up picking up like the Venetian Rose blush. I haven't used it yet. And it's pink. I'm like in a pink mode right now, so I'm very excited about this one too. But now that other one sounds really good, so we'll have to see what happens. But $34, and I mean, it is really pretty and nice, and it's a great product. So I am happy with it. I would recommend it. I'd recommend these. So last product is that lip cushion. And I think with me, the thing is maybe this isn't my ideal shade. Honestly, like when it blends in with my lips, it looks a little bit more pinky and I think I like that. So maybe not my ideal shade right out of the gate. It was not, you know, great, but actually it's kind of growing on me as I'm wearing it. And I know a lot of people really love this and I am happy to be able to wear this with the lip liner. I've been definitely trending more towards lighter lip shades so I can deepen them up with lip liners or change them or whatnot. So really excited about this. $23 is good. Not a bad price. Definitely love to get coupons and anything I can get to get a discount. I know that if you sign up for like their texts, I think you get 15% off. So definitely recommend that. These are just great products. I'm happy so far. It's been a win with M Cosmetics and I'm excited about their next releases and I'm excited to keep doing reviews of their products on my channel. So maybe I'll come back soon and do a mini review, maybe with a trying on new makeup or something with, I got the Venetian Rose shade and I picked up Angel. I think that's the name. I had to take off the sticker, I believe. Angel. I think that might be the name of this one, but it's another one of those lip products in this really pretty pink. So I'll have to come back and try those on camera and tell you guys what I think, but that's it. Good stuff. I definitely would recommend it. It's a little splurgy, but so far so good. Their products are just so nice. So thank you guys so much for watching, for supporting my channel, for supporting me. I really appreciate it. Thank you again, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.